Alright, YouTube, gonna bring a little bit of a spicy deck profile today. So, who are we with? Here on Discord.
We're with Joel Madera, aka Joel's Funeral on YouTube. I used to do Yugioh back in like 2019.
Okay, and what did you play and what event did you top at?
So I played at the Rivals Gaming Difo Sneak Peek, and I played one of my favorite and spiciest decks. I played it's called Bro, but it's an Orcust deck basically, Brave Rokket Orcust, and I got third place. Overall, really good event. Like it just this weekend in general, it was really well run, and my matchups for this day I played against round one I played against, I want to say DDD. I 2-0'd. I want to say I lost every single die roll, and I still managed to win most of my matchups.
Oh wow!
So round one I played DDD. I 2-0'd that. I lost die roll. And then I went to a game 3 with Sword Soul, round 2. I lost a die roll. And then round 3, I played Earth Machine. I lost that one, but we went to game 3. I also lost the die roll. And then I 2-0'd Despia, and I won that dice roll.
Wow.
And the scariest thing was like going into the Despia matchup, because I always thought like, this deck would just hard lose to like Super Poly. But nonetheless, I chose to play this deck. So we can go straight into the deck profile here. Starting off, I'm just going to go through like the hand trap lineup. So I've just played a small minimum, like 7 hand traps here. I'm just playing the 2 Imperm, 2 Ghost Ogre, 3 Ash. I wanted to go with a minimum hand traps, but I went cards that had like high impact and like just variable things. Because like the deck by itself, you want to go first and you don't want to open too many hand traps, but then again, you also want to open some. So like the Ash was like always good against the Brand Infusion. Ghost Ogre is for a light target. I was in between Nibiru Veiler, but I wanted to keep the Ogre in just for some of like specific interactions with like the Brave Engine, stuff like that. Also to like hit DD, because our Locals is like pretty much DDD and like just like a bunch of random decks. So these just really came in handy today, or throughout this weekend. Then I proceeded to play 1 Souls, 1 Illusion. I wanted to say this was a last minute addition to like cut Nibiru, and I played this and it outperformed all weekend. I drew consecutively, and it was just like the best draws possible, free bodies, and it's just like 2 monsters make Orcust combo, literally.
Yep.
And then for the spicy tech here, I played the 1 Valkyria. It's also a target to play off of for the Chaos Ruler. When you mill it, it's a free body. When you have it in hand, it's a free body. And so when you banish it off the Chaos Ruler, you banish it to send an Orcust name. That way, for the following turn, you can just have a free follow-up. So like, you can already use all these effects, and then you just send the Brax Bombard, or vice versa, you send a wand for another effect for the following turn. Which is like really good, because like this here, plus like any of your rockets, you can go to a tuner to make any of your rank 8s here. I thought it was really good. Like this is just like one card that's just a free body, because everything in your deck is dark.
Yep.
And then proceeding with the Orcust cards, it's a smaller engine, but like it's pretty much the standard as like always, except we're playing a Bombard now. You can cut the gears to 2, but I really liked it at 3. Just like in the grind games, you don't see any of your like Brave cards. This card is just insane. Just getting it with the Skeleton, getting it with the Bombard, it's just really nice. And then since I was playing Caliber, opening this was also really insane. In like the Prosperity builds, you don't really need to play the Return, but I really like Return. Like literally the best thing about this engine is Crescendo being a Rhoda on your turn is just insane.
Yeah.
And then with like the Brave cards, obviously it's very standard, but like I optimized on like the theory on like you want to use Fateful for like discarding engine. So like when you open like a Nightmare plus Adventure, it is literally a full combo, because when you target the Adventure token to send a wand, and you can just search like the Draco back and have a free Enchantress as special summon. So it's always just like free bodies on the board. And plus with like the idea of being like another thing is like Wandering Griffin Rider is also level 7, so you can turn this plus Brax Bombard into a Synchro 8 for like a Chaos Ruler, and you can also use the Adventure token plus a Rocket Tracer or Caliber into a Savage. That way it's like the same idea of like the Rose Tenny. Use them for free bodies, get the first negate out, and then you get the next one for the Chaos Ruler.
Okay.
And so like you're always able to see your full combos. like the idea of the deck is not to like make an unbreakable board, but you have like enough that your opponent can't like play that first turn, and then you out resource them game two. Not like game two, but like round two. Like not round two. My bad. Turn
Fine.
two. That way you have just like fill up your graveyard with like a bunch of resources, and then you just OTK them with like Spore Sword or Borrow End. But like the Rocket engine here, very standard. Just like some people play 3, I play 2, and then I play the Rocket Caliber because it's a free extender as well. It's another name. So if you already open the Recharger or you open a Tracer, you have this here as an extender. It's also a level 4 tuner. Special summons to a Dark Link, a zone of Dark Link points to. So like if your opponent has like a Link 3 that points to like your zone or something like that, you can just summon it and then use it for that in tribute to summon the Gearsu from the hand, or like summon one of your dead machines. That way it's just a free extender, and it's also really good in like towards the end combo using these two to go into like a Savage.
Okay.
So like here it's 40 cards, but you can probably play more, but I really wanted to maximize on 40 so I can see combo as much as possible.
Yep.
And so for the extra deck, I played 3 Galatea. Probably going forward, I cut one down.
Yeah, I
because
was
usually
wondering
play-
about that. Yeah.
So I find it where I go through 3 Galateas pretty easily, but then again, I play Orcust a lot, and I feel like 3 Galatea is really optimal. But then again, previously, like when I played a Prosperity build, I still played 3. You could probably cut one down to play like another Link 4. I was missing this entire weekend. I was missing Topological Bomber, but then again, I was just like, there's probably another Link 4 you could play. You could even play the Link 5 Goddess to like use IP on your opponent's turn, which is also really good. And then I play Long Gearsu. I think this is just personal preference here. Some people play this, some people don't. I really like it. It's just a free send, non-targeting send, just like Ding. You can use this against Dragoon. You can use this against other things. It's just free. It shovels 2 of your materials back. It's just a lot of recursion to the game.
Yep.
And then also like the Rocket cards, I just played these 3. There's some flexibility in the extra deck, like these 2 here. You can play Hot Red if you ever get the chance to get like the Brass Bombard and all that stuff, which is fine, but like I'm not really sure how I feel about that personally. But then for like the utility cards, Dark mandatory. I think this was like the MVP all weekend. Dark plus Galatea, and the monster you summon off Dark goes into Borrow End for the quick effect negate to summon your Tracer on your opponent's turn, or even Recharger. So that way, if they out like one of your special summon monsters for the extracts, you can loop to summon a Gearsu and get more material, or even summon a Ding from the graveyard to send, and that way you have like multiple like things to like have those interactions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's like Bro End was really nice this weekend. I think it's like it's definitely one of the best links. It's a Link 5, but it's still really easy in this deck because of Dark.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can't have Orcust without the Nightmare and IP engine. Like this is just a standard everywhere. Link Repo for the souls and for the Gearsu token. And then Sword because everything in your extra deck is Dark, so you can't really maximize off the access code. So I just play this because this plus Ding is game forever. So that's the extra and main. Any questions so far on the main and extra?
No. I have nothing for this. This is pretty good. What are you going to replace Galatea and Longrisa with, though?
I'm probably gonna keep them long, but I'll probably cut the Galatea for a Link 4, like I said.
Okay.
I'm like between like Zero Boris or like or for Topologic Bomber, because like decks against summoning Topologic Bomber against like Sword Soul and like other decks that like randomly summon to Link zones it's pretty good. It's just like a free board wipe. You can always protect your Orcust cards.
Okay. And
either that or like a Link 5 Goddess maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure yet.
Right, and the side deck pretty much.
Side deck it's just super standard. Like 3 draws for the Despia matchup. When your opponent goes like a Lure and they banish a Tragedy or a Mercarrier, you just kind of ruin their day when they go Chain Link 1 and then you go Chain Link 2 draw. They just like, it's like damn, like what do you do? Because like the deck does so much. I think draw is like really good at the moment. It's like in this deck to help stop Despia.
Yeah.
And then I played 3 droplets. Like this card is just really good in this deck. Discard everything just like you're breaking board with Ding, breaking boards with Long. It's really nice. 3 twin, 3 evenly. Back row removal. and just evenly against like decks, like rogue decks that just set up a lot of monsters is really nice. And same with like the idea with like against Despia, but also for Sword Soul.
Yep.
So yeah, just super standard. But I felt like this deck like overperformed all weekend. There's some things I could change, mostly in the extra deck, but I really enjoyed playing this deck. Third place, and I think I played well all weekend. Everybody who I played against or watched me play, they all thought that this deck was insane, and they called me fucking insane for playing this deck. Because who just thinks in 2022, let me play Orcust?
Right. Yeah. Any shout outs you want to finish this off with? I'm sure you got some.
I think that's about it. Shout out to everybody from Rival. Shout out to you, and like, shout out to Preston. He's like my main man to go about Orcust. Like he's helped me a lot in the past and helped me build ideas. And this one is just like one of my first original ideas like that I built on by myself. I don't know if like anybody has come out with like a list for this. I haven't really looked, but yeah, he's just always been that person to go to Orcust.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the deck profile.
Yeah, thank you.